In this Power City live stream, I'm joined by, well, where do I start? Hex OG, PulseChain OG, Builder, OG streamer in the Hex and PulseChain community, and a good friend of mine, Mr. Jex, is in the house. We're going to be talking the Vouch protocol and also the newly released Vouch token, how it works, what it's doing, because it's had quite the run up. So with no further ado, if I could bring Mr. Jex up, if I could, let me add him to the stage. Here we are. Jex is in the house.
Hey, thanks, Matt. Thanks for having me on again. It's been a long time since I've been up here with you, but glad to be here.
It's been a while. It's been a while. I think over a year you've been grinding away as always, being productive by the sounds of it. How's things your sides?
Yeah, going really well. I'm allowed out of the basement now, so I've done a lot of work. Now I can come up for some fresh air. So yeah, it's good to be out.
So you've come up to a crazy world, right? What do you think about yesterday's news and political news?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I've got to say, it's been a pretty mentally draining day for me today. Just following what's going on, and a couple of the chats we've had in our few of our private groups. I don't know how the world got to this place, and it feels like I think this is a bit of a snapping point. I think this will be the thing that forces people to wake up a little bit and hopefully sets us on a new direction. Very unfortunate the way, under the circumstances, that'll trigger this. It shouldn't have got to this, but yeah, just craziness going on in the world at the moment. So something was going to give.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it's not surprising. In a way, in a way, it's very surprising. Obviously, death from anyone is just ridiculous, especially when people have different opinions, different views. But in another way, it's like it's been boiling for a while, right? So
many years.
Yeah, it's just nuts. It's nuts. I woke up to the news myself this morning and was just like, kind of felt like one of those. Obviously, I wasn't alive when Martin Luther King. I was alive when 9/11 happened, and certain things, and you're just like, wow, this is huge. This is crazy.
Yeah, it was like normally I said this. I was speaking to someone else. I said I'm normally pretty stoic with most things, but yeah, this one sort of, I don't know, it got to me. This one, it reached a pretty raw nerve, I think, and I think the good thing that will come out of it is there's a lot of people that probably didn't even know who Charlie Kirk was or what he was trying to stand up for. Hopefully that at least brings that awareness and opens a few eyeballs are the best we can hope for, I hope.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people that you got to take your hat off to, whether you agree with them or not, right? They're willing to die for their cause, and they go out there. Yeah. And he definitely was one of them. So just crazy news, crazy world. It never ends, does it? There's always something. There's always something.
The takeaway for me, mate, was I've been saying this for a while, but this was the thing that really solidified it for me now, and will probably be the thing that makes me push harder. We've got to build the world we want, and I think that's why a lot of us are in crypto. We love number go up, but especially from a builder's perspective, like we just want to build the tools and create the future that we want to see. So, bit of time for reflection today, but then straight back onto it, and let's keep building the world we want to see.
Great message, man. Great message. It's easy, isn't it, to get, like, if you're online a lot, I mean, some platforms are worse than others, but it's easy to get pulled into that kind of like, I'm right, they're wrong, or vice versa, whatever side you sit on. And actually, that doesn't help anything, right? Just kind of like be the change you want to see. So,
exactly.
Good message. We're talking about all your hard work over the last year and so, and obviously a lot before that, but you've had your nose to the grindstone. We've had the Vouch protocol release. That's been going for over a year now, right?
Not quite. So October 24 was when that launched. Okay. Obviously, I'd done a lot more pre-work prior to that. So I'd been doing a lot of background testing and for months and months before that, but then went live with the liquid staking on October last year. So just what's that? 10 months or so, nearly 11 months. Yeah.
So coming up next month will be end of next month. It will be a year. So close to that, working flawlessly. If anyone doesn't know what that is, I mean, would you like to give us a quick rundown? I've been using it, keeping that VPLS in my wallet, and enjoying that.
Yeah, I think from a user's perspective, it's very simple, and you probably would have found this. You go to an application, you can stake your pulse, and you get given another token called VPulse, and that's the the liquid staking component. So you get the liquid staking token back in your wallet. But behind the scenes, there's a whole lot going on where the pulse that you've deposited into the liquid staking platform, it's getting picked up by validators, staked on the PulseChain staking contracts that are part of actual PulseChain. And then the validators go to work processing all the transactions when you're pressing all your buttons on Internet Money Wallet or Rabby Wallet or whatever it is you're using, and you're paying all your fees. And that's what the validators are doing. They're sitting there taking those transactions and getting consensus across the whole network. And for doing that, they get paid a reward in freshly minted Pulse. So much like a Bitcoin miner, every day, PulseChain produces a certain amount of Pulse. That's carved up amongst all the validators that are doing the work. And in the liquid staking protocol, that's shared between the validators and the guys that, like yourself, that have used the actual platform to stake on. That's the elevator pitch for the liquid staking platform.
Well, I mean, it basically allows everyone to become kind of a mini validator, right? Obviously, like you're helping by kind of bunching together and staking. You're basically getting the rewards of being a validator without obviously having all the hardware, and everything like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you, as a staker, you're doing a few things. You're helping secure the network. You're taking Pulse off the market, so that's obviously a good thing. It's like when you have something like a hex protocol where it's locking up supply. So if there's no supply out there that can be dumped, that's price positive because everyone's putting it to work on the validator. So it's not like they can just go dump all their Pulse. One of the cool things with the liquid staking is the liquid part. So even though you put your Pulse in there, you do get a token come back out, and you can do various things with that. You can go put it in liquidity pools and do all the stuff you'd normally do with an ERC20 token. So you get sort of the best of both worlds. You've staked your Pulse and you're getting some yield, but you can still have it in your wallet and do something with it useful if you wanted to. And there's a lot of things that have popped up that are making use of the vPulse token.
Yeah, so basically yield on top of yield. And if you're into true DeFi, who doesn't want that, right? You want your money working for you, not just in one place, but two places. So a lot of people talking about Vouch, whether on here, I've seen it obviously on X, and obviously it works flawlessly. I've been using it. But if that wasn't enough, just released the Vouch token. How long now? How long did that go live?
It's just over 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of planning went into that. That was 8 months in the works. A lot of testing. I've done. Yeah, that's basically what I've been doing for 8 or 9 months is testing, getting everything ready, and all that testing has sort of paid off. And like we literally deployed the thing 15 times as part of the testing, so that was good. I got to go through the deployment and simulate the deployment 15 times, and what that actually enabled us to do was have a really, really smooth launch, like down to the second sort of launch. It launched exactly when we said it would. We blocked all the bots from coming in and accumulating supply before humans. We just had a few different mechanisms in place to ensure that the launch went as smoothly as it possibly could, and everyone got a chance to participate early. So that was, I think the launch was actually really successful. I was really happy with that. And what it's gone on to do after that is just phenomenal. So yeah, stoked.
Well done, man. You nailed it. Well, if there's one person who would definitely cross the T's and dot the I's and make sure it was pitch perfect before you launched it, it'd be you. And obviously, I mean, look at this chart. I mean, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
What's your take on it so far?
Obviously very happy with the launches. When you get a nice clean launch like that and everyone gets to participate, it's good. There was a lot of planning that went into the launch side of it and the tokenomics side of it. So both from the design of how the system works, but also, okay, if you're going to launch it, who are you going to incentivize as part of it? Who's going to get rewarded? Are there airdrops? Who's going to get them? At what rate are you going to do that sort of stuff? And basically what I wanted to do was have everyone start off on a level playing field. No one's unfairly rewarded. and everyone can go up together. And the token mechanics of the system allows everyone to go up together. And someone used the term, what was it? Like a symbiosis between the two sides, between the liquid staking side and the token side. So there's a really good synergy between those two parts of the system, and it means that moving forward, everyone can grow together as a unified ecosystem. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I like the way it's turned out so far. Obviously, it's early days, but yeah, so far so good.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So so let's talk about Vouch token. Some people got it airdropped who are using the who are staking a Vouch already, right? And then others obviously brought it on the open market. Yeah.
So there was a few sets of people that were part of the ecosystem already. So we had stakers, validators. What else did we have? There was people providing liquidity. There was a few people that had an NFT that supported the project. So there was a number of different players in the system. Now we've got validators running. So we made sure that everyone got an airdrop. It wasn't a massive earth-shattering airdrop, but it was enough so that everyone at least was rewarded for their support of the protocol early on. And I think the airdrop's gone really well. I think that's up. I think someone said 60x or something, or I don't even know the numbers, to be honest, mate. But I think everyone's pretty chuffed with it.
Well, I mean, already you're people who are staking their PLS in Vouch, getting more PLS. So
and we've just added rocket fuel. I got my rocket shirt on tonight. We've added rocket fuel to that.
Hopefully you got some rocket boots under the desk as well. Because by the looks of the chart, I mean, look at those buys below it. It's green.
Yep.
A lot of.
So I didn't even notice that. That's right at the end of the chart there. That's good volume, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy. 2 weeks in. I mean, obviously we know crypto charts go up and down and what's not, but normally you see a chart do very well in the first day, maybe the first
15 minutes.
In the 15 minutes. Okay. I'm being very nice. The first 15 minutes, the first hour or something, and then we see,
death and destruction.
You see it falling off a cliff a lot of the time, right? It's nice to know that some protocols don't do that.
There's a reason for it though. Like people are understanding what they hold. So and we'll go through, we'll have a look at the way I've designed the token, and I think when you see what we've done, you'll understand why there's a lot of strong holders in the chart.
So let's get into that. Let's get into the tokenomics, how it works. And,
for sure, mate. All right, I'm going to share a screen for you in a sec. Just give me 1 minute. Apologies to anyone that's seen me stream a few times already. You're probably going to get this drilled into your brain, but hey, for the new people, let's do it.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
Sometimes people need to hear things a few times before the penny drops anyway. So.
Yeah, that's true as well. And it is like there is a little bit to get your head around, especially if some of the concepts are a little bit new. Let's go with sharing this screen. Cool. Just see if you can bring that up, mate.
Sure. Let's take this one down and then let's add. Here we go.
Cool. So this is what launched in October last year. That's the liquid staking component. So that's pretty much what we just spoke about, but I'll briefly run over it again. So with if you're a Pulse holder, you're sitting out here, you've got a bit of Pulse sitting in your wallet. Rabby wallet's a bit of a dirty word now, but let's just say you had this in your Rabby wallet. And you got your Pulse and you staked it in the liquid staking protocol, you would get given the vPulse token. So this is this token here. And at the very time when Vouch launched, if you put one Pulse in there, you would have got one vPulse back out. But from that very first day onwards, that ratio changes. And every day, 4 times a day in reality, the price of vPulse goes up relative to Pulse. So just a tiny bit each time the ratio changes. So what it means is when you look at the chart longer term, it's just this consistent rise over time of Vouch being worth more than Pulse. So what that means is if you come back a year later and you've still kept your vPulse in your wallet and you wanted to redeem your one vPulse, you'd send it back into the system and you wouldn't get one pulse out, you would get 1.5 or 2 pulse. So depending on that ratio between the two. So what that ratio is actually doing, it's accounting for all the interest that is accruing in the system that is yours to get when you want it. And it's the good thing about that is you can imagine if you were getting a drip feed of extra pulse every day or extra vPulse every day, and you wanted to compound it, you would then have to go and do some work and restake that, wait for a bit more, restake that. So you'd be constantly doing something to try and benefit from that. Whereas because you're holding the value in the token, any pulse that's accrued in here, so we get more pulse from the validators each day, it accrues in here, and we can engage that with more validators. So it is effectively self-compounding. So over the course of the year, that would just keep building up and compounding every few hours for you. So what I sort of neglected to mention here was that the pulse that gets put into here, the validators pick it up. So anyone can be a validator in Vouch. And so they bring some of their own pulse and they grab some of the pulse that the users have deposited. They put that onto the PulseChain, stake it on the PulseChain via the Vouch protocol. And Pulse is spitting out freshly minted Pulse every day. And that goes to all of the validators. So these validators will get their share of those rewards. So that's pretty much what we've been running for the last 8 months. And it's been nice. It's been nice and stable. I don't think anyone's had any issues with it that I'm aware of. It's very simple from a user's point of view.
Yep.
A little bit more complicated from a validator's point of view. But the guys that are doing the validating, they've got a little bit of technical knowledge and they understand how all that works. So they're just redirecting their validators to go through Vouch. Yeah, so that's
very
very
easy to use. So, like you said,
yeah,
like for the user, very easy and very intuitive.
Yep. So for doing that, the yield on PulseChain at the moment is anywhere between sort of 10 to 12%, and that the reason why there's that variance in the range there is two things. Depending on how many total amount of validators there are, will determine how much of that pulse that's getting produced each day is distributed to each validator. So if there's more validators, then that yield goes down. So on Ethereum, they've got something like, I think it's 500,000 validators. So they earn about 2 to 3%. Whereas we've only got just over 50,000 validators on PulseChain. So we get a higher yield. Over time, that may change. I'm sure it will over time. But you would like to think the value of the Pulse token has gone up over that time as well. So that's one of the variations. And the other one is not only do validators get rewards for just doing their day-to-day work, when they get the chance to produce a block, they get the priority fees that are in that block. So sometimes that can be quite juicy. A validator might pick up literally tens of millions of Pulse just by being the lucky one that produced that block. We had an incident a month or so ago on chain where, and I don't know the specifics of how the person actually done it, but they essentially fat fingered a transaction on PulseChain and paid way too much gas. $7,000 worth of Pulse they paid in gas.
What?
And, yeah.
How is that even possible?
I've got no idea how they managed to do it. They must have had some crazy setting on, like a custom setting on their gas fees. But yeah, they paid a $7,000 transaction cost. They actually thought they were transacting on the ETH network, and they inadvertently done it on the PulseChain network. I don't understand how, but that's what they've done.
They can't be too savvy in crypto.
No. The good news story is whoever that validator was that got that fee actually gave it back to them.
Wow.
Yeah. So that they dodged a bullet on that
good
one.
People in the world.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, that was for sure. So that's sort of where all the yield comes from the validating side of things. You want to jump in and have a look at the Vouch token?
Absolutely, especially after seeing that chart. We need to know why. Because as much as you're a nice guy, I'm sure it's not going up just because of that. There's going to be some
that's right, is it? Yeah. So the Vouch token launched, as I said, just over 2 weeks ago. The reason for having the Vouch token, there's no point having a token just for token's sake. So why do we have Vouch token? Well, 2 reasons. It's the value capture token. So this system is going to generate a lot of value, and the long-term goal is to have that value in the hands of all the Vouch holders. So decentralize the network, the protocol as much as we can. Have the Vouch token holders be part of the governance mechanism, so they can vote on what settings can be changed, and there's a number of settings we can change, which we'll talk about. So you want those guys to have an ownership in the system and have a bit of control in the system. Now, that will come over time. It's not instant. We've got to get the token a bit better distributed and before we go to the full governance model, but it's all that technology is built into the Vouch token contract. So all the ability to be able to vote and do all that sort of stuff is built into the token already. And as part of the Vouch token launch, we also launched a few other smart contracts, which we call the distribution layer. And all the distribution layer does is just routes value through the system. Sounds pretty simple, but that's where the gold is in how we've linked the liquid staking protocol and the Vouch token together. So the distribution layer plays a vital part in it.
So does that mean they get more PLS than they would just through the Vouch distribution layer?
Yeah, so the Vouch distribution layer itself doesn't produce anything. All it does is routes value around, but it's the value that it routes around, and where it sends it to, I guess that's the secret sauce.
Okay.
So effectively what we end up with is we've got an external revenue source from validating.
Yep.
And the external part's really, really important. It means that this system is, whilst there's a lot of closed loops in it, which can produce sort of flywheel effects, it doesn't rely on people bringing in economic energy. We're actually getting that from doing real world work. So yes, they contribute economic energy in terms of staking their pulse and buying the Vouch token, but we've got this external revenue that's just churning in literally every hour from the validators that are part of the system. And that's fresh, like that's not from trading and taking it from someone else's hands. That is fresh pulse that's minted from the chain. So it's a new source of revenue. So that's really important. So like I said, the portion of that that we're really interested in for this is the priority fees. So what we do with the priority fees from all the validators is it gets routed up here and into the distribution layer. So it hits this bucket here where it's just accumulating pulse. On the other side of the equation, we get external revenue from the token. So I'm calling it a revenue token because everyone's probably used to the term tax token, and tax to me is it's taking away from you. Like most people would agree that if you're getting taxed, something's getting removed from you. Like, yeah, you're losing out on that deal. Whereas this, where what we're doing is generating fees from buys, sells, and transfers, and sort of volume on the DEX. So if we've got numerous liquidity pools, and if bots are arbitraging between these liquidity pools, that's producing revenue as well. So we've deliberately set up a number of different liquidity pools. So we force arbitrage opportunities between all the pools. And that's not new on PulseChain. There's a lot of tokens that are doing that. We just figured if we're going to release a governance token, let's not make it a passive token. Let's make it additive to the system. So that's why we chose that method. So effectively what sorry, you go.
No. So sorry. I'm just umming and ahhing and listening intently.
Cool. So those fees that come through from the Vouch token, they, once again, all of those get dumped into the distribution layer. And then it's what we do from here that's really important. This is my favorite part of the system, and this is what most people they probably didn't realize initially, but once they started to understand what the system was doing, I think the light bulbs went off. So I've just said we get two forms of revenue come into the distribution layer. Currently, 40% of all that revenue coming in to the distribution layer gets routed to something we call community validators. So these are validators that are going to be owned by the protocol. So that pulse gets used by these validators to stake on the blockchain and earn more yield, which goes back into here, which gets fed into here, which then comes back out here, creates more validators, creates more yield, feeds it back through. So we've got a really cool feedback loop, all bringing in external revenue. We can just continuously grow community validators, and we've been doing that at a pretty good rate of knots over the last, or since Vouch launched. So we've really fired that up.
Wow.
The other things we can do is buy and burn. So we've got two tokens that we can burn. We can burn Vouch and Pulse. We could have been able to burn, VPulse, I should say. We could have set it to burn Pulse, but that serves no one any great services. Just throwing money down the drain. But by burning Vouch, that's obviously price positive because we're buying it up off the market. So it pushes up on the chart, and then we destroy it. So it's not a negative that's going to get sold down. It's destroyed. And we've burnt 1.6% of the supply already in 2 weeks. We can burn VPulse, and if we do that, that's just reflected in a better yield over here because that ratio changes. So we're literally destroying the VPulse, and we do that by minting it rather than buying it off the market. At the moment, the buy and burn is set to 24%. So 24% of the yield coming in here is hitting the buy and burn. You've seen the chart, you've seen the volume. That volume is what's burning all the Vouch up. Yep.
So it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It's a beautiful flywheel.
Yeah, it's a beautiful flywheel. That's it. A self-fulfilling flywheel, right? The more that's bought, the more the chart goes up, the more that people obviously see it as a good investment, and it attracts people, and then the more's burnt and more fees. Okay.
Yeah, you wait to see what
for 18 months.
You wait till you see what it's done to the yield for the stakers as well. Or you probably noticed it. The other cool thing we can do is Vouch, VPulse, or Pulse. We can do what we call distributions. So if you've been in other tokens that are out on PulseChain, you've probably seen that where you hold a token as a holder, you get some divs from it. I think that's a pretty cool feature to have, and we're pretty lucky. We can use it in some unique ways. We can send out distributions to holders. So at the moment, if you hold Vouch, you are getting more Vouch every day. About 6% of the revenue coming in here buys that Vouch off the market and sends it out to the Vouch holders. We can, and some of these are future things. So stakers, validators, and relays, they're all other participants in the network. They're not enabled at the moment. We might bring forward one of those phases a bit sooner than what we were planning. But they'll all be things that we use in phase 3 of Vouch. Just making sure that we keep everyone aligned and rewarded across the whole ecosystem. So I said there's quite a symbiotic relationship between all of this, and I think you've started to piece that together already. So if this side of the protocol or the ecosystem is pumping, we're obviously producing a lot of revenue, which goes back into here to fire up more validators. We fire up more validators, it produces more revenue, it does more buy and burn, it does more distributions. So anything positive happening on this side of the ecosystem is positive throughout the whole thing. Likewise, if we have a day where the validator is absolutely cranking and gas fees are off the hook, they're going to produce a lot of priority fees. So the validators will put their priority fees into here. we'll buy and burn, we'll do more distributions, we'll fire up more validators. So it doesn't matter where you sit on this equation, you're getting the benefit of what's going on in the ecosystem.
Wow.
Yeah, and you can see, so this figure here, over the past week and a half, is now, I think it's like 24% the last time I checked. I'd have to have a look at the current.
Yeah, I just saw someone in the chat earlier just said nice yield on Vouch validators right now, 24%, which is doubled. The yield's doubled.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So that's just by having those nice feedback loops in the ecosystem.
I think nice feedback loop is an understatement. I mean, it's a thing of beauty. No wonder.
And we've got some more good things planned as well. So I won't talk too much about that because I don't like to talk about things that we haven't yet delivered. But yeah, we haven't stopped cooking, as they say. We've got more things in the oven.
Well, it's easy. What do they say? It's easier to keep a. Is it the law of? It's easier to keep something in motion, right? So why stop? Just keep going. And if you're, I mean, but this is, I mean, yeah, symbiotic. I mean, this is the epitome of symbiosis, right? Whatever happens in the system it's also, whether you're holding Vouch or you're staking in the protocol, it's helping either side. It is so it's a flywheel for sure.
Yeah, so that's why the chart looks like it does, because people understand the flywheel.
So even by holding Vouch, just can you repeat that again? By holding Vouch, you're getting more Vouch, did you say?
Correct. Yep. Yep. Yeah. And we can everyone's saying, well, when do we get vPulse as well? And I'm like, well, hang on, let's just enjoy what we've got now, and we'll tweak the system as we're going. I know everyone's keen to see all the other parts fire up.
Human nature, isn't it? We always want the next thing.
Yeah. And it's good. Like, it's awesome though. The community is really engaged, and they're saying, "Oh, when can we do this?" The first thing everyone comes in, there's two things I'm getting a lot of. Where can I stake my Vouch? And we said, well, hey, you don't really need to. You're getting the benefit of staking by holding it, but we think we can do more with that, which is what we're working on. And the other thing I get is, I wish I'd brought more at the beginning.
I mean, hindsight's 2020, right?
We can also. Well, I think we've all done that.
Oh, I think we've all done that. But this is obviously, I mean, seeing it here laid out, and again, you're always good at charts and making it easy to understand. This is why you see this. I mean, that is a beautiful work of art, if I may say so myself. We have a comment from Retro Static saying, could there possibly any plans to automate some of your validator rewards to go straight into Vouch VPLS LP position?
The system does that as well. That's one thing I haven't got that on my chart. I'll have to put that on the diagram. I totally forgot about that.
I think you did mention there's certain pools set up, right, where fees are going straight away.
Yeah. So they were manual pools. So when we launched, we set up those manual pools, and we'll continue to look at that and adjust how we do the LP side of things. But what we do have, and we've disabled it at the moment, just because we'd rather do the buy and burns and things like that. And everyone knows if we manage liquidity a bit, we can make a nicer chart. So we've got really deep liquidity for the market cap, but we've just switched off the auto adds of the LP pools at the moment, but we can easily enable that, and pretty much it fits into this same flow where the distribution layer will automatically add LP. So each few blocks it will just add more LP. So when we think the time's right, we'll flick that switch and we'll start thickening up the LP even more. But we're essentially doing that through the buy and burn anyway, because we're injecting Pulse into the buy side of that pair, and then we're taking the Vouch token and destroying it anyway. So effectively you're putting in liquidity and then removing the sell side of it. So it is in effect thickening up the liquidity pool.
So it's already doing that. I think we've got this from someone saying, yes, Jexa, guys, this is a killer app for PulseChain. We've been waiting for stake your PLS and buy some Vouch. I mean, obviously everyone do their own research, but
Yeah.
As soon as I came across Vouch, I'm like, it's a no-brainer, right? You've got PLS sitting there in your wallet, and you could be earning 10 to 12% a year on that, right? And if you sacrificed quite a bit and you got quite a big bag of PLS sitting there, so I mean, since you launched, actually, I think we did a stream, didn't we, about just under a year ago when you
we would have
and I mean, I've been staking since then. Great. And obviously now to see the yield double is unbelievable. But yeah, I mean, I agree with this guy. Stake your PLS and yeah, look at the Vouch. Look at the way that the Vouch token's supporting the whole ecosystem. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Go have a look at, I don't know if you've checked this out. If you go to plscharts.com, I think it is.
Okay, let me just check it. plscharts.com. Have you got the link there? I can't find. Oh, hang on. No, yes, I've got it here. This one.
Didn't bring your screen up?
Sorry.
Go to validators.
Okay.
So that's how many little money printers that are churning Pulse into the Vouch ecosystem.
Wow. 52,594.
That's the total. So when you look at your top 20 ranked validators.
Sorry, yeah. Ah.
So that grows daily.
Wow. So number one. Wow. So and this is growing every day by how many are you normally seeing it?
It depends on sort of the volume levels that we see. The other can be 20 or 30. The other day in the space of 2 hours, we added 12 on. It just depends on volumes and things like that going through and how much revenue's hitting the distribution layer.
Amazing. I mean, and yeah, I mean, that's number one spot. I mean, and this guy's got a question asking about any unstaking penalties on PLS.
No. So what we try and do, I'll share a screen with you, and I'll show you a couple of things.
Should we get this one back on?
Yeah, I'll just got to reset another one. I'll just get rid of my... I'll get it all prepped so you don't have to sit there and watch things load.
So, yeah, obviously people are asking, is there going to be any unstaking penalties? And it's like we were talking about earlier, it's very easy from the way you use it. PLS in, get your VP, and then deposit that back in if you want to get your PLS back, right?
That's right. It's not staking like you are used to. The fact that it is liquid staking is very much that. It's not meant to be something that locks you into anything. Now, there's a few caveats around that. So your Pulse is, you're putting it into a pool with all the other people that are depositing their Pulse. So we have something called the pooled PLS. That's just all the combined amount of Pulse that's being chucked into the system. And the validators come and pick that Pulse up and put it to work. Now, to be a validator, there's an entry time and an exit time. So from the time you deposit your Pulse as a validator, it's about 24 hours before you actually see it come up live on the network and it's active. On Ethereum, they have to wait weeks and sometimes months to get in the queue, just because there's so many validators. And there's an exit queue as well. So only, I think it's like 16 validators per epoch can exit when they need to. So if there's a lot of validators exiting, then there's a bit of a queue. Now, we're pretty lucky on PulseChain. The queues are pretty short. But it can mean that if you need to unstake your Pulse and there's not enough in the liquid pool, then you've got to wait for a validator to exit so you can free up your Pulse. We try and, I'll show you, yeah, this is all loaded now. I'll bring it up for you. If you can just bring that one up.
Yep.
So what this is showing here is this is the pooled Pulse. So 131 billion is been is being used by the system. But we've got this, what we call the unmatched pulse. That's essentially a liquid pool. So there's 2.5 billion pulse sitting there. So if you're only wanting to unstake a million pulse, or a million V pulse, I should say, then there's plenty of liquidity there for you to move in and out freely. Or if you wanted to scrape a little bit of your interest, you can scrape a little bit of your interest. If you were a large player in the system and you wanted to unstake 3 billion VPulse, then you can get what is liquid there, but the remainder you're going to have to wait for validators to unwind. And that's what we see here down on this validator election part. This is when validators had to exit. So they automatically get notified that they've got to withdraw, and then that can take 1 or 2 days for them to do that process. And once that's done, then this balance gets made available here, so people can unstake if they've had to wait. But there's no penalties for doing that. It's designed to be liquid staking, so you can move in and out.
But like as you said, maybe a short wait if there isn't enough liquid pulse sitting in there. But
yeah, that's right. So we put we put the caveat. I think we say from 1 to 5 days wait, just so that people don't have unrealistic expectations.
We've got a question here saying, is it fair to say every validator that goes online is raising the hypothetical floor of the ecosystem? Bang
on. So what it's doing, a couple of things, is we're locking up supply, literally the TVL of the network. It's that's getting put to work securing the network, and everyone's getting a share of the yield that the network produces. So it's not just going to 1 or 2 people, it's now getting filtered out to everyone that is part of the ecosystem. So that's probably about as good a distribution as you could hope for. It's getting out into the hands of many.
And yeah, as we talked about earlier, making it more decentralized. It's, I mean, I didn't know you guys, Vouch was the #1 for validators, and it's growing at a rate of knots like that.
We've been quietly building.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you've been, like you said, in the dungeon, in the basement, building, and
like I'm not the kind of person that gets up on X and makes a lot of noise. I'm quite happy sitting in the background doing my thing. Vouch as the liquid staking protocol has just been churning away, and there's a group of loyal people that have been using it, but most people probably didn't even know it was sitting there running, unless they were sort of really searching for something. They probably didn't even know it was there.
Yeah. Well, that's why you've got to now that, well, I know you've always got something in the pipeline, but you know, as Techno King here says, Jex are the humble. But yeah, you should it's good you're going on every stream you can and talking about it, because if Vouch wasn't enough on its own, I mean, that's like we've talked about already, it's a great place to stake your PLS, liquid staking, no penalties, you can get in and out as long as there's liquidity there at that time, maybe a short wait. But now you've got the Vouch token too, with those mechanics and those everything.
Everything. And for me, like the liquid staking component was awesome to have, but it was never a complete system for me. I wanted to have that complete system before I sort of engaged with the community on a broader base. I wanted to make it, if we're going to do something, let's do it right.
Well, I mean, I remember you saying this actually. I think when we streamed, you were like, "Yeah, you know, this is running. We're going to add stuff to it," and here we are, less than a year later.
And I probably thought that was going to be a month later when I spoke to you. Then
2 more weeks. Right?
Well, I'm not joking. We went into phase 2 thinking it was going to be a 6-week thing, and 8 months later, we're still hammering away. And hats off to the dev team. So I'll shout them out by name because they deserve to be shouted out by name. That's the Build the Tech guys. So you probably know Rags and his team, and there's a lot of people in the background that the unsung heroes there that we've been working with for 8 months. And top tier team, great bunch of fellas. And I don't think I'd be off mark to say we've become pretty good friends throughout the process in doing it. I've spent a lot of time talking to them. Yeah.
Well, if anyone is, you know, behind the scenes building like you or launched a protocol, it always takes longer and it costs more. It always takes longer and it costs more money than you think it's going to do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's why obviously the meme is so famous in PulseChain, right? 2 more weeks, because it's like, yeah,
2 more weeks.
2 more weeks. It's just coming around the corner, and then you know, you remember back in the day, 2021, we were like, wow, summer 2021, Hex is ripping. We're going to have PulseChain any day now.
That was going to be 2 months, wasn't it? That.
Yeah, I mean, I remember Richard. It's ready. It's pretty much ready. So we're just.
That was the biggest oversell ever.
I know. I mean, it was, man, it was so funny. It was like just, but how that just became 2 more weeks until when? Well, 2 years, right? Really, pretty much to the day, and until we launch. But what is your take on? I mean, obviously, this is amazing. Let's go a bit wider. Obviously, Richard's been doing his marketing campaign. He's tweeting a lot more, I'd say, positively aggressive stuff about PulseChain and crypto and Hex. What do you think? Where do you think we're at with all this stuff?
I don't know if anyone else can feel it. I've spoken to a few people and they said they can. I think we can. I've got a vibe that things are about to go a little bit bonkers. I think the timing is right on a number of fronts. So from a macro point of view with the Fed, I think we're staring down the barrel of rate cuts and things like that there. They look like they're going to have to print their way out of trouble. So I think we've had to wait a long time for that to happen. So I think that's right. Marketing push with all the devices going out. Some people were shit canning that. I reckon it was genius. I think if you can get something out in the hands of everyone for under $1 and it's a keeper that they're not going to throw in the bin, that is awesome money well spent. And you would like to think that for every dollar you've spent on that, it brings in $100. That would be nice to see.
Yep.
That's a pretty good return. You can do that sort of marketing infinitely if that's what you're getting from it. What else? Yeah, the big fella's starting to tweet a little bit more and is getting all fired up, talking about 10,000 X's or something the other day. So, so it's good to see that. I think there's just a good energy around. I think Ethereum looks like it's ready to do its thing. There seems to be a lot right. So we could get another false start, and it might extend out a little bit longer, but I think we're at the right end of everything. Charts are looking primed. They're all coiled up. If you're going to send out however many millions of devices out there, do you really want a shit-looking chart for people to come and look at? I don't know. And then there's all the other weird and wacky things going on chain with PDI and Atropa and all that sort of stuff. So depending on what your position is on that, and
that's still not dead, is it?
I'm okay with all of that, mate. I think the ecosystem is healthy when we've got all different things like this going on. It's all additive generally it's all additive as long as we're not, there's no exploits and things like that. It's vibrant to have all those sorts of communities. So yeah, I'm not a hater. I've got a protocol that's designed to, it literally runs the things that everything on the chain is built on. So we're agnostic to all of that. We just want to see everyone do well.
Exactly. We need different horses for different courses, and whether you like memes or games or
everyone's got their thing.
Real DeFi. And in talking about different things, if anyone has been following what we just launched, we just dropped a new protocol, Beehive. Let me share this here, which is
check out Beehive. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, so basically let me take this down and bring this up. It's game theory. It's a way to multiply PLS. So I'm going to drop let me show this up here. I'm going to drop this up here, docs, PowerCity.io /Beehive. You can see how it works here. But basically, it's a way to get more PLS. You're going to need a minimum of 100K PLS to deposit into this. And then you're going to buy yourself some flowers and bees. That's going to give you a certain amount of your percentage. Auction starts every 24 hours. There's a new auction. And it's basically it's a fork of the Blaze protocol, which has been running on Ethereum. Ali Kane, I streamed with him about this recently, or a few months ago at least. about that, which is a way for you to put your ETH in and get more ETH. So if you like game theory, if you like, there's quite a few moving parts to this. So I would go and watch the stream before with Ali Kane, and also go to that link there on the screen where you can check out all the documentation and how it works. But basically, it's a multiplier of PLS token. So
it's awesome to see all these things that are getting built. Like there seems to be like all the hard work that's been done over the past couple of years. I just keep seeing things pop up left, right, and center. It's awesome. That's one of the other things that I think is really exciting about where we sit is everything's just popping off at the right time. You got Liberty Swap firing up. I've got to have a look at Hyperlane. I don't know what that is, but that seems like it's interesting as well in terms of routes to other chains. So the stuff you guys are bringing out, it is all adding value to the network.
There's definitely something for everyone on PulseChain, right? And
probably like too much. So much.
Yeah, there's probably too much. I mean, it's gone. In some ways, it feels like a long time. In other ways, it's gone in a flash, right? But in 2021, when the chain was coming out, right, we were just thinking, hey, we're going to get an Ethereum fork, and then obviously people's minds start churning over, and then you get liquid loans, and you get PowerCity and all these things, and then Vouch, and there's so much. You've got a balance of forks. You've got you've got so many things now, something for everyone. So I think, like you said, it's the right time. Richard's what was his tweet the other day? What are they going to say when we do the next 10,000x on Hex or something like that? That's what got me excited.
Yeah. He's in it. He hasn't gone anywhere. He's in it for the glory.
Yeah.
And I think that's what everyone wanted to see, that he still had that glint in his eye, I think.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we know that he went quiet for a while because of various things. I mean, obviously we know if you've got a lawsuit against you and other stuff, you can't really talk. But he definitely seems like he's back tweeting. He's bullish.
I think everything happens for a reason. Like even had that not happened, and he was free to stream and everything, we're still in a shitty economic environment. Everyone suffered from it. It wasn't a PulseChain thing. It was industry wide. Bitcoin was probably the only thing that sort of countered that trend, which is usually what it does anyway. It runs first. So all of that going on, I don't know that starting a year ago with marketing and trying to get things moving, I think you would have been trying to battle uphill. So I don't think I think that's why I keep coming back. I think the timing is just right. I think things are sort of clicking.
He was definitely biding his time for sure, because I mean, obviously we all wanted just to PulseChain to launch and it just be green chance and everything go up, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. But it does seem that patience, if you were patient enough to hold on and stuff,
we've seen some pretty large capitulations. Seen some pretty decent sized wallets just throw their toys out the pram and sell everything. So what are they going to do if it ran up? They would have just been sell pressure on everyone's head. So I think that was probably a bit of a cleansing thing we needed to have.
Absolutely. And those people can't hurt the chart anymore, right? If they're out already. So that's positive. Going back to Techno King quickly, and Beehive, that's true. In the first 24 hours, we've seen over 250 million pulse. Is that million? Yeah, million pulse locked up. So let's see. Obviously, it's the first day, and a new auction starts, I think, in 4 hours or so. So let's see as more people come in. But definitely keep an eye on this if you like games. Also about teasing something else. Have you heard about Edge? Edge is this is just a screenshot from another protocol. It's another liquidity fork that we're going to be releasing on PulseChain and Base.
Oh, cool. All right, so what's your collateral asset?
Wrapped ETH.
Wrapped ETH. Cool. Oh yeah. We don't have a wrapped ETH one on PulseChain, do we?
Yep. So we're looking again. I don't want to say times in case things change, but hopefully it may be end of the month. Launching on PulseChain and Base. Wrapped ETH is your collateral. You've got EUSD as your stable coin, and then Edge token would be the token of the protocol. So just a little tease.
So any tweaks, or it's the liquidity fork we're familiar with?
Same one we're familiar with: liquid loans, earn, flex. We've seen that also with the print token as well, with Ink Printer.
Ink Printer,
and now we're going to have that in Edge. So we've just had Beehive launch yesterday. This is coming. We've got the devs are working on this. This will be coming end of the month. I mean, as we just talked about, maybe there's too much, right? Every time you turn around, there's a new protocol launch.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's been a lot of building going on. Like some people have been focused on the chart price. I mean, when I'm head down, bum up building, I'm not really paying attention to what's going on price. Like, it's going to do what it's going to do.
Yeah.
Everyone's just getting on with the things they need to build. And there is so much has happened.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I just hope that we see some nice price appreciation, and Jack, so you can have a holiday somewhere and get out the basement at least for a week or two.
Yeah, I'm quite happy to postpone holidays for the bull run. Don't worry about
that. Yeah. Wow, man. Well, I mean, seriously though, what you've built, like I said, with Vouch and now with the Vouch token, I mean, it really is. Yeah, it's the epitome of symbiosis. They all feed into each other. That chart, 2 weeks old, and it's still running, and there's a reason for that.
Yep.
So well done, man. Well done. Thank you so much.
Can I just give a little shout out to you guys as well, because PowerCity team helped out in the background. There's a few unsung heroes from your team as well that have helped out when I was doing some of the tech stuff to do with you guys run the your public version of the Gnosis Safe. So your team helped out with our version of that as well, which is we don't run it publicly, we run it privately, but yeah, you guys helped with all of that as well. So there was a lot of support from you guys in getting all this across the line as well. So kudos to your team.
That's what I like about PulseChain, and the people that are actually wanting to get together and help each other. There's no like rivalry. We want like vice versa. You, us, Fast Abdul with his team, with Ink Printer, his launching. Obviously, he was doing a liquidity protocol, so he needed some advice on certain things. This is the, I guess, the mindset, right, of true DeFi. You want the ecosystem to grow. You don't want, it's not competition. You want to help each other get better.
Yep, exactly. Yep. Yeah, if one thing is successful, and like if it really blows up and it brings more people across the chain, everyone benefits from it. So you should be rooting for all the teams to be successful.
Absolutely, man. Well, thanks again for your time, man. Well done on Vouch, the Vouch token. And when you have some more updates, which you didn't want to touch on too much today, but yeah, I know you. Something more is coming. You'll have to come back.
Something more is coming. For sure. No, thanks for having me on, mate. It's been awesome.
Awesome, man. Take care, and we'll speak soon.
Perfect. Cheers.
Cheers, Jackson. Thanks for watching today, guys. And for any of the live PowerCity dApps and anything discussed today, you can find the correct links below in the description box. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.